Hello. Oh, I'm so glad you're here, and welcome to Historic Pittsford's Little House. I'm sorry you can't be here in person, but maybe when this epidemic is over with, we'll be able to do it together again. But tonight, I'd like to read you a new Christmas story that I found and liked very much. And it's about a pair of cardinals. And their names are Red and Lulu. And they live in a beautiful, great big tree in upstate New York. Now hold on and I'll show you some of the pictures of this wonderful, great big tree. Well, here are Red and Lulu, and they have a nest right up near the top. And they're very happy in their big tree, and the family is very happy to have them there. And they loved it in the summertime. Those leaves or those branches would keep them nice and cool. And in the fall, it kept them warm when the winds would blow. And here are the family enjoying this great, big, humongous tree. Well, one day in the fall, oh, no, I forgot to tell you what they liked the very best. They liked Christmas time the very best because the snow would come and the family would decorate the part of the tree that they could reach, and then people would come and sing around it. And Red and Lulu's favorite song was, "Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree, thy branches are unchanging." And then, one day, just before fall, Red decided he was going to go look for some of those very, very tasty sunflower seeds. And he said to Lulu, "You stay there and I'll be back soon." And off he went. But do you know what? He didn't notice these big trucks down there on the street below the tree. He probably wouldn't have known what they were for. But what they were for was that big tree was being cut down and put on the trucks. And poor Lulu decided she'd stay right where she was in her cozy nest. And that tree got loaded onto the big truck. And when Red came back, he didn't know what to do. He said to Lulu, "Stay there. I'll find you." And then the truck took that big tree and started on the highway. And it went all the way to the thruway and got on the thruway and started out. And poor Red was trying so hard to keep up with that. And look at that. They went across a big bridge that went over the river. Red didn't know where they were going, but he just kept flying and hoped Lulu was fine. And flying and flying, he was getting awfully tired. And he came to a place he'd never seen before, with great big buildings all around. And he had to stop and catch his breath. And then he saw some things he'd never seen before. A statue with a wreath around it, and birds eating seeds off the sidewalk, and all these great big buildings. Red didn't know where he was, but he knew he had to keep trying to find Lulu. So he kept flying and flying, and he came upon a building that was so big he didn't even know if it was a building. It was so big. He didn't know where he could stop on that building. So he kept going, and all of a sudden, he thought he heard something. And he did. He heard people singing, "Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree." And there was his tree, right there, in a special place, in a place called Rockefeller Center. And that's in New York City. Well, he thought, my goodness, I wonder where Lulu is. There's my tree, but I don't know where she is. Will I ever see her again? And he kept looking and looking, and look at all these lights all around him. And as he flew, all of a sudden, out came Lulu. And so they did find each other amongst all those lovely Christmas lights. And people were skating around that tree. And every night people would come and sing and skate. And then when Christmas season was over, along came that big truck, and they took that tree, and away they went with it. And I have to tell you that Red and Lulu decided that they would stay right where they were and not get in their nest in the tree. And they found another tree to live in. And they found in the spring a fountain where they could get drinks and they could take baths and they could swim and look at all the leaves all around them. And then the next year, when Christmas time came, another tree came into Rockefeller Center. And I just read that there are 60,000 lights on that tree and a star on the top that weighs more than 500 pounds. And Red and Lulu love listening to the people sing their favorite song about, "Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree." And they're living very happily in Rockefeller Center in New York City. And I found out that every year after Christmas is all over with, that tree gets cut up and the wood from that tree helps build houses for Habitat for Humanity for people who don't have any homes. And that's the story about Red and Lulu. So at Christmas time, if you see a red cardinal, you ask that red cardinal if they know Red and Lulu. Thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed the story. Merry Christmas.